Welcome to Express Drives. Today we are joined by Mr. Siddharth Chaturvedi, the man behind Boys and Machines, a company that deals with pre-owned luxury cars. The auto industry in India as a whole has been going through a major digitizing wave, and we would like Siddharth to elaborate on how it impacts the pre-owned luxury segment in particular. Additionally, as he's got a racing background as well as what we've heard, we would like to get to know him a little bit better at the end as well. So stay tuned. Hi Siddharth, how are you doing?
All good, Rahul. How hope all fine at home. Everyone's
All
safe.
well, all well, all well. Let's start off with a little bit of brief history about how cars and machines started off and what led you to start it in the first place and how far it's come.
It's boys and machines. So basically, it started with the concept that I used to be in luxury cars and everything. I have raced 3 years for JK Tire Championship in super bikes. Like tried racing actually because we were too old to get into sports, but the passion was there, so we gave it a try. So getting into luxury cars in our country, buying and selling includes massive depreciation. There are very few organized players where you know that what you're buying today, what will the value after a year. Generally, when you buy a car, when you go to sell it, nobody gives you right value for it. People try, basically extorting the best they can on the price. So there are very few organized players in the industry who were there in the market. So at least there was peace of mind when you're buying from them. You know what is the value you'll get after a year. So keeping in mind the depreciation and the costing and the losses that occurred, I thought why not to, when cars are passion, why not to study this industry and get into it. So that's how this thought came on basically. And then last year, post pandemic, we thought that why not to start up with your own brand and try making a brand in the country where we can provide luxury cars at a good price as compared to market, and peace of mind to clients that they're buying today for maybe a crore. Tomorrow, after a year, they know what is the price they'll have back in their hand when they plan to sell the car. So, just that concept and the passion for cars is what led us to start this venture.
That's interesting. So, the price range of model that you cater to, is there a specific range that you've set for yourself that you want to be in, or does it vary, or is it like a car that you know that will give you quick ROI, or something that sells well quickly? So, what is the exact
So it's a mix and match. So when I was studying this segment, so when you notice that when you go to a luxury car manufacturer, you'll not get small segment cars available with them. So like somebody who's selling ultra luxury cars will not venture into lower segments. And by lower segments, we mean a 3 Series or a A4 or a A6 for that matter. The players who just deal in 7 Series S classes and above and ultra luxury cars. And then there are players who just deal in 3 Series, 5 Series, maximum will go to 7 Series. So that where was the bridge where we thought we could cover up that if we are renting out a space, if we are opening in a city, if we are hiring a team, why not to cater to every segment of a client, be it a 20 lakh customer or be a 4 crore customer. So as such, our range starts from around 20 lakhs upwards, which would include maybe a 3 Series, a C class, Camrys, and we go till Rolls-Royce Ghost or a Ferrari 488 or a Huracan Aveo. So that's the segment. So we tried tapping anything above 20 lakh upwards
Okay.
to the best possible cars in the country.
I did notice a Suzuki Hayabusa on the
Yeah.
website,
Yeah.
uh, and that is for sale. I can see. Are you also looking at to expand to the two-wheeler segment, or is that just a one-off that's on the website? Is that something that you're?
Bikes have always been in my head.
Yeah,
That's where I got the passion for speed and everything, thrill. So the passion of bikers in India is to the next level, far more than what we have for cars.
yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't depend what bike you're riding, but the passion for riding is one thing which is unparalleled to any other experience. So that is why I always have an inclination toward bikes. So whenever we get a good deal, we pick it up. It is just that the transportation. So generally, we work pan India. So for us to procure bikes from Delhi and selling in Mumbai is not cost viable because when you're working in a bracket of 10 to 15, 20, 25 lakhs of bikes, then additional cost of logistics for transporting or shipping the bike from Delhi to Mumbai would not make it viable for us to sell that bike in Mumbai at the same cost because they're local players as well. And now with super bikes, you have hundred of players across the country, in the smallest of towns. Yes, we are looking into bikes. We get something exclusive out of the box at a good price. We are surely be into bikes. So we had couple of more which got sold out now. But yeah, bikes will be there on the portal.
And what is your inventory like at the current and any given time? How many cars do you have at the moment?
So
And
we are expanding. We are a new setup. We are
sure.
trying to you know accumulate funds and buy what best we can buy. So we started off when we started off we had 10 cars because we had one showroom. Today we are sitting at the launch of fourth showroom this weekend.
Okay.
So we are having a stock of 30 plus cars right now. Yeah.
So this is just in Delhi. The fourth dealership
No,
is
it's pan India. Showroom capacities for display Delhi would be 10 cars, Bombay would be 7 cars, Kolkata is 4 cars, Hyderabad again is 7 8 cars. So
okay.
that's the basic stock we need to have in inventory plus a list of backup cars that if we expect 7 8 cars to be sold, then we should have the next 7 8 cars ready. So that's the kind of inventory we are looking at until unless we start expanding.
Interesting, you touched upon the fact that you have a dealership in Calcutta, and
Yeah.
that has come up before a place like Bangalore and Pune, which are actually quite popular with super luxury cars, like the higher segment itself. So, how
Yeah.
is why Calcutta before that kind of segment is my question.
So that's a good question. Actually, I was also thinking about it that why Calcutta, not Bombay or Hyderabad. So Calcutta was the second showroom we finalized. The Bombay launched 5 days before Kolkata, but Kolkata was the second showroom that we finalized. So why Kolkata? The reason is if I have to work pan India, I have to be available at least in the four parts of the country, that is north, west, south, east. The second was that there is no national player in Kolkata. There's no national player. So even if you pick up the top three, four dealerships in the country, they're not physically present in Kolkata. They cater it through online reach. And end of the day, having a luxury car display, until unless you have it in the city, a lot of people will not want to take an extra step. Yes, they would when they're talking about cars 2 crores onwards, but below that, I don't think if you have to buy a 7 Series, you will fly down to any other city to look, see a car and buy it. You'll prefer it in your own city and pick it up from there. And the final was that the purchasing in Kolkata is really nice because we have to cater across India just because of the RTO benefits that you pay 5 years taxes at 5%, which is amongst the lowest in the country right now. So because of that, the resale value is a little better than as compared to the country. This is why we thought that we should be in Kolkata first.
As we started off the video with talking about digitization as well. So many players in this segment as well, apart from manufacturers themselves, are taking the digital space very seriously.
Yes.
How is it being done and working out for you in your space for your company, and how what platforms are you very focused on keenly, and how are you managing social media as well? Are you leveraging that as a part of your strategy, and what's the scenario for the
Social media is the biggest, digital media that we have today. Everyone from a 7 year kid to 60 years, 70 years, people are on social media today. So social media is absolutely the top place for any platform to be digitally available and to have a reach. We are working hard on social media. We been slower in last month or so, but yeah, we are working hard on social media. The second is the traffic that comes on the website. We're trying to revamp the entire website, make it more user friendly, more phone friendly. Basically, internet is basically 90% users are on phone right now. So if you have to go on a website, you will go through your phone, not through your computer. So making the website more user friendly on the mobile phones now, so that it becomes more easier. And another 2 3 months down the line, we'll be coming out with the app as well, the mobile app for users. So we are working on digital platforms because end of the day we can't have enough showrooms in the country to cater to every part of the country. The mode has to be digital only. So we are trying to have the prominent places covered up and rest reached out digitally. So that's what the aim is.
uh,
And as far as the social media reach goes, Instagram is what we are focusing on the main right now. We get decent amount of leads every day through social media, Instagram handles.
So,
Yeah.
this question I have about this segment venturing into the app-based scenario. For example, I will buy a car once, and it'll be there with me for about a few years, maybe a few months. So it's not a frequently visited app, as I would say. Is there anything apart from just selling vehicles that you can offer in your apps? What is the strategy for the app?
Yes, yes, yes. So, thankfully, in the country, because the supercars were very elusive, there are very few supercars in the country. We have tied up with a lot of supercar spotters and everyone, and we will be launching our wallpapers as well, so which people can download through apps and use them, because that is one craze that there are a lot of supercar spotter Insta handles today in the country, which have decent mileage and viewership. So we would want to provide that free of cost to customers, that they can get the most elusive supercars on the screen,
Okay.
shot by professional photographers as a wallpaper. So
No.
that's one thing that we are doing. Apart from that, anyone, so the segment that we deal in generally, like 50 lakhs upwards, the people with the customers who buy generally want to exchange cars every year, if not a couple of months. So we're not looking at customers who, we're not focusing majorly on customers who buy cars every 3 years or 4 years. We're looking at customers who want to swap the cars every year. So
Okay.
once they are on the app, they'll keep getting notifications if they want something. That car comes in stock, it's about to come in stock, what price it is coming, or what we had in the past on that range. So these are the things people would be wanting to watch before they make the decision of what car to buy.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting way to look at the app space. Coming back to
Yeah.
your footprint in terms of dealerships and everything and the market itself, uh, what are the key markets you're looking at moving forward? You mentioned you have four dealerships currently in place.
Yeah.
And also, what do you see the tier two, tier three, and tier four markets? Do you see demands from that also coming in? And how is
Tier
that?
3 and 4 is not what you're looking at right now, because maintaining a showroom physically, we're not doing franchises setup here. We're doing company-owned showrooms, so all across. So it would not be physically possible for us to maintain 20 showrooms in the country
Sure.
and to maintain quality standards everywhere, right? Plus, we don't have that kind of backup that we can get into 20 showrooms. Of having a showroom, opening a showroom is quite easier than maintaining it, to provide stock for it, to have a decent inventory for it. A lot of add-on costs, just apart from the place that we pick up. So right now we are looking at Indore, Ahmedabad, Goa, and Chandigarh. These are the next four that we will be opening as of now,
Right.
until unless there is some change of heart that we decide to go somewhere else. But as per the planning and projection right now, Indore, Ahmedabad, Chandigarh, and Goa are the next four that we will be live in. And we're hoping, if things go well, if we recover from Corona in a month or so, we should be live by the end of year. Yeah.
That's quite interesting the way you're planning it all out. So another thing is that auto manufacturers themselves are coming up with their own pre-owned businesses.
Yeah.
So, as a player, I'm sure that Ferrari is not going to start opening a pre-owned luxury dealership right now,
But
specifically.
they do. But they do.
But they do cater to that option themselves.
Yes, yes,
Dealers,
they do.
of course, would exchange another Ferrari
Yeah.
for its customer.
No, but if you will visit dealerships right now, you will get a used Ferrari parked into the showrooms as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. So they
Yeah.
are catering to that as well as the official dealers is themselves. Where can how does it pan out for you moving forward as a or the entire industry, the third party industry?
There's no price comparison when you go discussing with the manufacturer and us. So a manufacturer would be selling a same car at least 8-9 lakh upwards than what they do from us,
Okay.
because they'll always be entangled in the business where they'll have to give massive discounts in exchange of a car.
Yeah.
So with us, what's the best part is that we work on fixed prices. Either you buy a car or you sell a car. Doesn't make a difference. So if you're exchanging, still I'm going to give you the same value for your used car, irrespective you sell it to me or not. So the exchange does not get an additional bonus to you from us. That is why our costs are transparent. When you go to a car manufacturer and you say, I'll exchange the car, you'll have to throw away 4 5 lakhs of extra discount or loyalty bonus
Mhm.
just to make sure the customer comes to you, because there's a lot of competition in
Yeah.
new car segment. So a city like Delhi would have four dealerships of Mercedes across the town.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a cutthroat competition from one dealer to the other.
Yeah.
And to get a sale of a car, they would start cutting down prices, that in the end they will end up earning almost nothing on a new car. So when they take a car in exchange, they'll have to sell it higher on the price. So
Mhm.
that's why there is no competition as far as the manufacturers go. So there's no competition with the manufacturers on used cars at all.
I also saw a couple of Teslas on the website.
So
Those?
unfortunately, when we got in touch with Tesla US
Yeah.
and thought that we'll start doing it,
Yeah.
the announcement came in 30 days, 35 days post that
Okay.
Tesla is coming to India. So as of now, we're not promoting it as such because we are waiting for Tesla to open the prices in the country.
Yeah.
If they get some subsidy from the government, which
Mm.
they should, I believe, being the electric cars, will not be able to match the prices because we will be paying the full duty on the car.
Yeah.
So as of now, we're not pushing it. We started it off. We had decent number of inquiries for the same.
Yeah.
We're coming up with something soon, new something soon, maybe next 15, 20 days, which
Okay.
will not be available in the country. So we're working on the import of that.
Okay.
So well, let's see how it goes.
When it comes to government policies, what do you think is the current scenario like? Is it favorable for you? Are there any changes that you would wish for it to be made? Apart from, of course, we want excess duties to come down so that import taxes are not as high as they are right now.
So if that starts to happen, we would be the next Dubai in the making,
Of course,
right? Aventador used, you buy it for 3 crores in India. In
yeah,
Dubai, you get a brand new for less than that.
of course,
Yeah, so if the duties go off, there would be higher sales in the country,
yeah,
tremendously, tremendously. Matlab, you would be seeing a supercar every day, everywhere in the country if the taxes go up. So if that happens, nothing like it. Till the time it doesn't,
yeah,
we are living with the point that we have to buy. Owning a Ferrari or a Lamborghini in India is 3 times more expensive than owning it anywhere else in the world,
yeah.
majorly. So yeah, there are a few other countries where it's even expensive than ours. But as far as the developed nations goes, the taxes have to go down. If not today, sometime soon in the future.
With your racing background, of course. So could you just give me a brief idea, like you superbikes that you were doing the only? Did you ever race cars as well?
No, I didn't have race cars. I've owned luxury supercars in the country. So I
Okay.
used to take them on the track because that's where you can use them with circuit,
Sure.
that you can use the full potential of the cars. But apart from that, I've raced 3 years for JK Tire Championship in superbike category.
Yeah.
I've trained with Rajni Krishnan, who's the only international superbiker racer that we have in
Yeah.
the country right now. I have done this California superbiking school
Yeah.
courses. So I've spent a lot of time on tracks. Been like 6 years, 7 years now. But yeah, I've spent good 3 years on track, trying to enjoy the passion, not racing as in like racing for winning, but racing for passion. So that's why we used to take part in the JK Tire Championship. Try
Yeah.
that we are not in the last 7, 8, 10 peoples. But
Okay.
in the racing also age is a big factor. So if you're 17, 18, 19, you can strive to be in the top five. But if you're not, then you're far off. But yeah, it was more of a passion than of professional racing to be in the limelight. It was more for passion.
All right.
So I've raced 3 years for JKTI Championship. I have been on track for 3 years. Speed enthusiast. I've done organized drag races by FMSCI. Done all of that.
So what were you racing? The bike? Which bike were you using
It
to
was the
race?
S1000RR BMW.
So cars or bikes? Which one is your thing to do?
In the country we live in, cars, because there's too much of dust and the uncivilized traffic that we have in the country. So a lot of friends of mine who go on the biking trips on the road and they get videos on 290 and everything. I make it a point. I message them and guys, you have a family to come back to. Don't do it
Yeah.
because it's not safe. It's not safe about the bikes or the machines. It's not safe because the traffic is
Uh,
uncivilized in the country. But when I speak to bikers, they say there's no fun on track.
yeah.
The fun is you take your backpack, you pick up a bike, and you ride. That's what biking is actually.
Yeah.
But in the early days, I met with an accident with a bike. So post that on the roads, I hardly ride.
Yeah.
I would be just taking it a short, jolly spin for like 5, 10 minutes and be back. Nothing beyond it.
And when it comes to SUVs and supercars, which one is your big power SUV like
Okay,
a Taurus? or
No, there's no comparison with the supercar and a super SUV. Super SUV is something you can take everywhere, but when you go everywhere, you don't need that kind of power.
exactly?
A normal 3 liter diesel a normal SUV 3 liter diesel engine is good peppy car to drive on the roads where you're going, on hills or off-roading.
Okay.
But when you talk supercars, the adrenaline rush that it gives you in a supercar because they're lightweight and powerful, that is unmatched.
So you would prefer a supercar over a.
Any day, any day, any day.
Okay. And what is your dream car or bike which you want to own that you haven't been?
It would be a Ferrari, but it's not available in the country, and it would not be in our pockets to buy it. But yeah, if you talk about what would be the one car that you would want to own, it would be a Ferrari.
All right. And what do you drive right now?
I am using a Q7 3 liter.
Okay. Oh, that's a really nice one.
Yeah.
And you also, of course, enjoy motorsports. So, MotoGP or F1?
So F1 has become boring since Hamilton became the champion. There's no, racing left. You know who's gonna win it every day. So MotoGP,
MotoGP.
then F1 right now, yeah. But if you'll ask me, when the F1 used to be the racing kind of a thing, that there used to be overtakes and everything throughout the day, then F1. But yeah, last 5 6 years, it's been MotoGP all across.
So, are you a Marquez or a Rossi? Which
Rossi any day. Rossi any day.
Rossi?
Yeah, yeah. Any day.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And one last question back to Formula One: Hamilton or Verstappen would be your pick if you had to.
Hamilton.
Hamilton, any day.
Yeah. Yeah, any day.
Okay. And
If it are
any.
Vettel and Hamilton, I would have said Vettel. But yeah, between the other two is Hamilton any day. It's not easy to go out every morning
No.
and be perfect. That's what he has been doing.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.